Hi, happy Sunday. One of these days I'm going to I'm going to get a stand for my phone or something so I can figure out the best place to do these videos because I've got to hold it with my hand and it's annoying. But anyway, so if you read my post this morning, I asked something about, or I stated that the universe is always offering messages. It's always offering you your truth. But I'm continually having people come to me saying, I don't know what the universe is telling me. The universe, God, source, whatever that is for you. And so what I want you to hear is that the universe, first of all, you are the universe. You are source. And it's a relationship. So you are in a relationship with God. So I want you to consider that for a moment, because the relationship that you have with God is most likely a microcosm of all your relationships. In other words, just consider, how often are you waiting or expecting God to handle things? Or how often are you waiting for God to change things? I hear it all the time that, I'm just going to let God show me the way. Well, yeah, that's important, to allow God, source, universe to show you the way. But you've got to be in partnership and you've got to show up. So it needs to be a 50-50 thing. And so how do you do that? How do you show up and listen to the messages that are always available? It's about being tuned in. And most of us aren't tuned in, especially now with all the negativity and fear that we're being blasted with on a continual basis. So it's about tuning in. And how do you tune in to get those messages, to listen? It's through our senses. We are, as human beings, we are here to experience through our senses. That's the only way that we can receive information and input. So we have the five senses. So let's consider each of them. So that's the sense of sight. Sight allows us to see the messages, to notice, not just external sight, but our third eye sight, internal vision. So you get to really tune in to what it is you're seeing so you can receive the messages. So today I was just got done walking, and I went down by one of my special sacred spaces and sat by the water. And I noticed, I got to see, I used my sense of sight to see the water flowing. And I really tuned into it and took it in and asked, God, what are you telling me? And God told me of course, to go with the flow, and that to just allow, to surrender to all that you have no control over. And that was, it was such a great reminder. And then I also heard through my hearing, as I was seeing the beautiful water going over the rocks, that when I do surrender and go with the flow, that it's a beautiful melody in my life. And it is. And so I got to hear the sound of the water trickling. I got to hear that beautiful melody that happens when you simply allow. It was a beautiful message. So I want you to consider, what is it you're not seeing? What is it that's out there that's got a huge message for you if you just tune in and stop yourself and listen and notice? Same thing with sound. So perhaps you're getting messages from the universe or from God that are sounds that maybe are not appealing to you. Perhaps you're finding that you're in areas that are noisy all the time and you're not enjoying it. What are you not listening to with that sound? Perhaps that sound is telling you to find quiet. Smell. So this has to do, I'm thinking of the whole topic of addiction because I work with so many addicts, and addiction is huge in my life. And so I'm thinking of those who I work with who consider themselves to be food addicts. And the sense of smell. What are you not listening to when you smell the food that smells wonderful? Are you not listening to the messages that smell wants you to just be completely present and slow down and enjoy it and bask in it? Or perhaps you're smelling things that are toxic in your life. You're in areas that are filled with toxic air, and you're not listening to the message that you need to eliminate from yourself from those toxins in the world. These are all messages from God. The sense of touch. So today I was on my walk, and I've been running for a gazillion years, and I'm getting frustrated because I can't run as long as I used to. But I was sensing, feeling the touch, the feeling in my knee, and my knee was starting to hurt. And so my mind, without being tuned in, my mind would say, oh, push harder, you can do it, don't be such a wuss. But I listened to that message from God to heal myself by backing off. And so what gets in the way? Well, if you guys know my brand, you know what gets in the way. It's fear. Our fearful thoughts prevent us from sensing all of what's available, all of the messages that are in every single moment. Consider the seasons. The seasons are messages from God. Right now we're hopefully shifting from winter, that dormant season of darkness, and moving into the light. We're being blessed with more light. What light are you not allowing into your life? What has been lying dormant over the winter that you need to bring light to, so that you can begin to allow your new garden to grow and blossom? I took some notes here so I don't forget what I'm talking about. What might you need to clean up during the end of winter so that you can be fresh and blossom for the spring? All of the seasons every day are showing us something, messages from God that will heal you in ways that you've never imagined. So I'm going back to the whole topic of addiction. If you truly allow yourself to sense, to experience every moment, you will notice what's not supporting you. The messages are there. 3 basic things, whether you're a food addict, a drug addict, an alcoholic, it's 3 P's: playgrounds, playmates, and playthings. So notice, I'll give you an example. Perhaps you're an alcoholic. For you to go into a bar is a playground that you know, it's a message to not be in. The people that you drink with are your playmates. That's the message from God that you need to make some changes, put some boundaries in place, and not being in those environments. The plaything is the beer. So it's really about being willing to tune in, and to tune in, you've got to take responsibility for yourself. So consider, maybe you're not old enough to remember this, consider the old TVs way back when there were only maybe 3 stations, and we had those big antennas, aerials, or whatever they call them. So consider that as your mind. Remember the stations, the channels that we couldn't tune into. They were filled with snow and static. And we had to tune, in order to see the show or whatever, we had to tune in, right? We had to adjust, and so that we can channel it and be clear. We had to be tuned in. It's the same thing with our minds. And the only way you're going to be able to tune in to your mind so that you can remove that snow or static is through stillness, is through quiet. And too many of us can't deal with that because we feel like we've got to be doing, and I'm not valuable enough because I'm not. If I just sit and be in quiet, then what's the point? And what if that's the most valuable thing? Because that's where God is speaking to you. That's where the messages lie. I wouldn't have been able to bring this message to you if I hadn't gone and sat by the water and really listened through my senses. So how do you do that? Well, Fearless Living is coming up in March. And Fearless Living is my 2-day event that is designed to help you to tune in. And the way to tune in is by being able to be feeling safe enough to identify those fears that are stopping you, and help you to shift that fear into fearlessness by becoming quiet. I take you through guided meditations and visualizations. So, of course, I highly recommend you sign up for it. But if not, I really want to invite you today to stop, to see what you need to tune in to your life, even if it's just for 5 minutes, because the universe is ready for you at every moment. And guess what? You are the universe. It's all inside of you. You've got to access it. And if you still don't understand what this means, private message me. I can help you with it. You are capable. You are the universe. You have all the answers by simply stopping and using all of your senses that are such a blessing in every moment. So I'm going to use my sense of touch and put my hand on my heart and tell you that I love doing this stuff, even though I never know if I'm going to say the right thing. But I love you guys, and if you haven't been at Fearless Living, you so need to come. And if you have, doing it a second time is just as awesome. It's kind of like watching a movie for the second time. All right, so happy Sunday, and enjoy your messages. Let me know what you get, okay? Bye. Bye, you guys. Hi, Adele, Glenn, Laurel.